My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line, told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Girl, sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it on you, no time for chit-chat. Because she move like a queen and
Yo, what's really good though? It's your girl Yezziyezzir, and you are locked into another episode of Hey Sis. What is good out there? It has been a crazy week for me. AY will be back in the studio, back in HQ before you know it. But until then, just hold on with me just a little longer. Before we get into it, if you are watching or if you are listening, and if you're watching, you're like, rah, I wish I could listen to this because I might have to shut it off. You don't have to, because we are exclusively on Spotify. We are Hey Sis UK. You can find us there. We are still on the road to hitting some of our goals, but we got just a little bit of celebrating to do. I say a little. We have hit over 5,000 followers on our Instagram page. If you don't know what that is, it is Hey Sis _UK. I don't know about you, but I'm gassed. You know what that means? The fact that the page is getting bigger and bigger, it means that our initial goal, it was needed. We weren't just imagining this out of the top of our heads and it was something people didn't need. We needed it, you liked it, and it just made sense. The intention since the beginning of all of this for Hey Sis, it wasn't to talk about who pays on the first date. It wasn't to talk about trivial topics of discussion. It was about healing, growing, improving. I don't know about you, but I came from a pretty conservative background. We were always told, you know, what happens in the house, we discuss it in the house. Don't go outside to disgrace yourself, you know. Don't go outside to just talk. But as you get older, you realize that talking heals. And AY and I are on a mission to heal, so let's get it. So yes, a pat on the back for us. A high five to you, boom, virtually, because we have hit 5,000 followers on Instagram and we are thankful for that one. Our next goal, our next milestone, the big one, the big cojones to all of this, is hitting 10,000 followers. So if you haven't yet, make sure you follow us on Instagram. We are here to hit 1,000 subscribers as well on YouTube. We hit over a milestone on YouTube as well, because in case you didn't notice, you might want to look down underneath. Over 500 subscribers. That's because of you guys. And the community on YouTube Shorts, you do not play, I'm not going to lie. So happy for that one. Do we have any more milestones? I mean, we've always got milestones. We're always aiming high. But in the meantime, make sure you follow myself, Yezziyezzir, and you follow AY on all our social media. Let's get into it today. You know what I'm realizing more and more? I'm realizing that people don't like to hear the truth. And sometimes we talk about things on the show that maybe you don't want to hear. Maybe you've been meaning to fix up yourself. And then when you hear someone say, hey, can you go ahead and fix yourself up? It hurts you. People get triggered. And most of the time when they're triggered, it's because 9 times out of 10, it's about something that you know you should have been fixed up for yourself long time ago. But because you hear someone who you don't know tell you the truth about yourself, you get unhappy. Why? Because your partner's lying to you, your family's lying to you, your friends don't give a toss about you. And then you see someone like me tell you what it is, and deep down you know what it is, and then you're just like, no. Your first reaction is to say no. You just want to reject it. I gotta ask you, does that make sense? People like to reject advice all the time. If you don't like it, you know where to go. As AY would say, go ahead and kick rocks for me one time. Now let me get what we actually are going to talk about today. Because there's a lot going on in the world right now. A lot. So, let's get into it. We're going to call this episode Angry People Come From Angry Homes. I'm a big believer in your environment contributing a lot to who you become. And before anybody tries to come for me and say, well, in this life, we all have a choice to do better. Yes, in life, we all have choices to do better, but not all of us have the luxury of choice. I want you to think about that one more time. So my nose is running because it's cold. In life, yes, everybody has choices, but we do not all have the luxury of choice, because in case you didn't know it, maybe you're coming from a background where most of your life you were in a bubble. Must be nice to be in a bubble. Must be nice to not know the realities of what's going on in life. Must be nice to have the luxury of ignorance. Because ignorance, oof, that thing, ignorance is very blissful. Not everybody has the luxury of being ignorant to their reality and to their environment. And most of the time, your environment isn't the best. It's not nice. So when on top of not choosing where you end up, and on top of not having a lot of choices to your disposal, unfortunately, knock, knock, who's there, you will become a product of your environment. And a lot of people don't want to hear it, because a lot of people have achieved a lot of things in their life on the very basis of luck. And when I say luck, I mean that particular individual is lucky. They just so happen to be born into a very fortunate situation, and that's fantastic for you. We know that it goes beyond luck. You know, your great-great-great-grandfather had one shop and opened up another shop, and now they're a big mogul when it comes to supermarket chains and da-da-da-da-da. Please don't feel the need to educate me on how generational wealth works. I'm very familiar with how the mechanisms of generational wealth help the generations that come after them. But I'm talking about the fact that we live in a very judgmental time, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, and I know you hate to hear it, and you got a lot of people online saying, you know, if you believe it and if you're delusional enough, you can achieve it. Yes, I'm a big advocate for being so delusional that if you aim for the stars, you land on the clouds. You land on the skies, however the term is coined. But I also am a believer in, you know, there's a lot of aspects in life where you can only do so much. Let's speak from the perspective of a black person. The reality of it all is that if I am a black woman in media in the UK, there is a ceiling. It's a glass ceiling. Fortunately, it's glass because you're not supposed to see your ceiling when it comes to achievement. It's very convenient for those who keep that ceiling there, if you catch my drift. If I'm a woman, a black woman in media in the UK, there is a certain glass ceiling that I hit. Once I hit it, that's it. It's very much from that point onwards, be very grateful to be where you are, because you are quote unquote at the top of your game. That's what the big wigs are going to tell you. If we were to compare it to our cousins across the pond, if we were to go to, I don't know, America, the US of A, the land of dreaming. Don't get twisted. When I was a kid, I used to think that it was limitless. No, there is still a glass ceiling, but it just so happens that this is the UK media glass ceiling for a black woman. This is the US of A glass ceiling for media as a black woman. So, you know, there's quite a chunk. The disparity is there. You know, you can see the heights are higher. For example, in the UK, there was a woman, she had her own talk show at one point. Her name was Trisha Goddard. That was a pretty big talk show at its time for what it was. If we were to say, we were to mirror who the equivalent of a Trisha Goddard would be in the US, it's Oprah. I'm not talking about money-wise. We know Oprah money, Miss Oprah Winfrey money is different. But what I'm saying is that if we're looking at the time they've spent in their craft and their career paths, it is clear who has, you know, gone over, above and beyond. If we were to put Oprah in the UK, don't lie. Let's not cap. Let's be so freaking for real. If Oprah were to be in the UK, there's that glass ceiling. If Oprah were to be based in Europe, there's that glass ceiling. But America, through the sky. What I've noticed with a lot of people that are okay with achieving, not even okay, comfortable, they're hungry for achieving, is that they are okay to take on board criticism, even when it's not constructive. They have this knack for being able to pick out what they need, you know, take it with a grain of salt, apply it to themselves, and literally hit the ground running. The reason why I say it's been a crazy week for me, I didn't even have my drink. That's how you know it's a different kind of setup today. But if anything, I won't be having a hot drink. You know how I normally have the Hey Sis cup with a straw because it's a cold drink? Oh, I'm about to get the travel mugs. We are in hot chocolate, marshmallows, and whipped cream season, baby. I'm very excited. You know, I might have a young mocha with an almond milk, just a dash. You girls not having that cow milk. But that's a conversation for another day. So what I was trying to say in that sense is that it's been a crazy week for me because every time I've gone on my phone, I have been on one blog page after the other. As you can imagine with blog pages, they just want to be salacious. That's how they get the clicks and this and that and Conveniently enough for them, I have been their content for the week. If it's not being sent to me, I'm literally going on Instagram and seeing myself and going, oh, right, okay. I don't really like to go through the comment section because, you know, everyone there is just trying to do a competition of who can get the most likes for the most ignorant insult, whatever. But I realized that all the content that I was putting out, the little snippets, which were just simply tips, advice, it wasn't from a place of trying to be insulting. It was genuinely from a place of, did you know this could be perceived in one way? This is how you can set yourself up in a better way. I said something along the lines of, oh, if you're trying to be cheap or anything like that, it won't serve you very well when it comes to dating women, because if you lead the conversation with let's go out for drinks, it makes it look like you're just trying to pump her full of alcohol so you can basically sleep with her on the first date. That's all I said. Remember, that's all I said. With that came comments of, I need to know my place. That only applies to guys you don't like. The list goes on and on, a few remarks as you can imagine. And it actually was going through my head like, maybe I should stop giving advice. Because, you know, I did that clip about, you know, dating ages and what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. It crossed my mind, maybe I should stop giving advice. Should I keep the conversation light and fluffy? Do I not speak to men? Because men are the particular group that are not taking my advice on well when they're giving me the most pushback. Then I realized I'm not stopping for nobody. Because if you're triggered, that's an issue with you. I had someone that knows me in a real life who said that they thought I was speaking to him. Hence why he's come into my direct messages telling me what I can and cannot say. For many a years, if not centuries, women, if I start to get into the bag of black women, you don't want to hear that because that will make you feel uncomfortable. But I will go there. But if we talk about women as a whole, for centuries, women have been told how to speak, how to walk, how to talk, how to carry yourself, how to dress. These are the type of shoes we want to see you in. We have been told that most of our life, if not all of it, is to appease the gaze of a man. Then I set something up, giving my opinion from the perspective of a woman, because that's all I am, a woman. And you have the same men telling me they don't like what I'm saying. Well, guess what? You can just scroll on by. Because that's the problem. You have young girls now, instead of them trying to aim for careers and, you know, being intelligent and loving what they do and have a passion for what they study or whatever they're not studying, just anything they do. A lot of men are driving this kind of notion and agenda of, you need to make sure that your only aim in your life is to fulfill my desire. Being desirable to men is not a bad thing. Wanting to be married and have a partner for life and fall in love and have children, fantastic. If that's on your checklist for achievements in your life, then go ahead and just tick away. Lovely, I'm happy for you. We're all happy for you, yeah? But if that isn't your aim in life, in no shape or form should you be penalized for it, because there are billions of people in this earth. If you want someone to cater to your every need and for every whim that comes across your mind of what you want a woman to be, I'm sure there's women out there for you. And that's the beautiful thing that I'm talking about in life when it comes to choices. A lot of people have a lot of choices. If this isn't the woman for you, you can move on and find another woman. It's not by force. But society is so bent up when you have a differing view, when you don't think something's right, when you see an injustice. There's been many times when I've been at work, and it's not like I speak on behalf of other people, but I hate gossiping at work. Okay, yeah, you can pass the time with gossiping, but at some point, we are gossiping about something we don't like. So we can really just call a meeting to make a change, or we can still keep gossiping about it. I don't know about you, but I want to make a change. But what I've realized a lot with work is that most of the time, middle management owners, they already know how messed up their place is. And the reason why they're not going to make a change is because they know you need the money. A lot of middle management owners are like, put up or shut up. But you know what we're going to do? We're not going to tell you to put up or shut up because we know you don't like the way we work here at this company. So we're going to hide us not giving a damn under the guise of a HR. Yes, human resources. We're going to tell you, you know what, we really care about what you're saying. And feel free to take it up with HR. We're going to do a whole process. Why? Because we care. They don't care. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you work a job, you have a career, and you want to make a lot of changes in it, and they suggest HR, get ready for the first steps of unemployment. I said what I said. I said what I said because I'm not speaking from a place of ignorance. I'm speaking from a place of experience. Welcome to the school of life, man. And that's the problem. If you don't like the school of life, you're going to find yourself with a lot of truths that you've been avoiding for a long time. And one of the things I love about the school of life is that you can't avoid the school of life. You can't avoid the streets. You can't avoid the area you live in, because unless you are staying inside your house, as soon as you step out your front door, there are experiences that you're going to go through that you probably never wanted to. You probably didn't want it to happen in the way it has happened. But somehow, somewhere, you're just going to have to learn to muddle through it. I don't know how you plan on doing it, but someone's got to do it, and it's fallen on your lap. If we're talking about destiny or luck or things just happening, does it really happen, or is it engineered by the actions that you make? I think for a long time in life, I've always wondered about the things that has kind of come across my path in this journey. Is it the 10 steps and 10 actions I took before I got to this point? Is this why this opportunity is here, or this lack of opportunity isn't here? I like to think it's a mixture of both, but I think the thing that really encompasses where you are in life is the fact of getting ready. And sometimes getting ready can feel like such an empty statement, like, oh, getting ready for what? How do I get ready? When should I get ready? What am I getting ready for? But 9 times out of 10, you've probably answered it yourself, like in a sense of getting ready for everything you want in your life. That is what you get ready for. When it comes, we don't know. Do we wonder about it? There's no point. I mean, King David waited 40 years. 40 years. You know the story of David and Goliath? Yeah, okay, cool. So if I tell you, you know what, that thing you want to do is going to happen. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I just need you to get ready for it. If you want it bad enough, it will come. It's the same with dating. You have a lot of high-strung men talking about, oh, you need to shut up, you need to stay in your place, da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, if you found a woman who you truly liked and you found out what it took to get to her and to make her to be yours and be loyal to you and love you for the man you've made yourself to be, let's make that very clear. You can be upset about me for keeping it real, but the fact of the matter is the woman that loves you for the man that you made yourself to be, because you would have worked towards it. You would have put things in place. You would have patterned yourself in a manner for you to be someone to be loved. Don't act like you haven't put some work in yourself before you've gathered in what you have in your life, whether it's your materialistic things, whether it's the woman by your side. If you've picked her because you've designed yourself in a way that you know a woman that you like will be attracted to. You didn't wake up one day and say, hey, ladies of the world, like me for who I am. Okay. And that might have come out in the wrong way. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't expect, and this is the truth. Come on, get close. Let's go. You cannot expect, and I'm going to make this so broad, man, woman, adult, child, teenager, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather. You know where I'm going with this now. You cannot expect for people to just wake up and just take you for what you are, or for you to have what you have without you to have done some self-investment in the first place. Let's be so freaking for real. Yo, I'm adding a little twist to today's episode because I do this thing on radio. If you don't know, I am on radio, Westside 89.6 FM, Monday to Friday. I have a scandalous moment of the day. I want to bring scandalous moments of the day to Hey Sis, yeah. And the scandalous moment of the day is this. I'm going to pull out for you because I wanted to talk about it with you guys. I wanted to really get your opinion on this. And how I've thought this through, you need to hear me out on this. I'm not going to lie because it just makes sense in my opinion. AY is so lucky she's not here because I would have gotten into her, man. Because it involves her people. Hey, you here, you watching, you're sharing, but I need you to drop a comment. I need you better yet to subscribe. I know you're enjoying the episode, so let me give you a minute to do all of that. Okay, minute done. Let's get back to the episode. So as you can imagine, I woke up this morning to see that Kenyan authorities arrest a fake lawyer who won 26 cases before getting caught. Let me give you some background. Now, this fake lawyer, who goes by the name of Brian Mwenda, has been arrested by Kenyan authorities. Mwenda was pretending to be an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, unbeknownst to the clients he represented and the High Court judges. They didn't have a clue. The Mwenda's credentials went unquestioned by judges as he managed to argue and win 26 cases. Can we get an emphasis on the win? Beautiful. His arrest came as an internal investigation was launched after the fake lawyer struggled to look into the system. Public complaints had also been made about Mwenda to the Nairobi branch Rapid Action Team, acronym being RAT. I don't know about you, but we hear from time to time, not that it's true, that prison should be a place of deterrence, first and foremost, and secondly, a place of rehabilitation. As far as I'm concerned here, Mwenda, his strengths need to be nurtured, okay? That's why I told you we need to remember key points in this. The man doesn't have a degree, a diploma, a certificate in sight, but has managed to win 26 cases. If that's not talent, I don't know what is. How you win 26 cases and people with degrees can't win anything? If he's been struck off, put this man back on. I know the crime is basically doing this illegally. I don't want to see him be punished. If there's a form of punishment, I would say to work without getting paid. Like, make him a legal aid advisor or advocate of some sort for X amount of years. But I'm so sorry, if you've got certain celebrities getting honorary doctorates, and some of them, their contribution ain't been fantastic. I'm just saying, no shade, no shade. My Kenyan brother over here, like I said, all I know is what I literally just read. I don't know how far this goes for there to be public complaints. I know it's not the people winning that's complaining, but this type of talent should be nurtured. Don't imprison the man. Make him a lecturer. Make him tutor in disenfranchised areas. I don't know, but use his strengths. There was a case that happened not too long ago. I won't mention who the artists are, but if you know, you know. So one was a footballer, and when he had a case of some sort, his punishment was to teach kids how to play football. The other one was a musical artist, and he was sent to pick up litter on the side of the street. And one of his arguments that he said that the system was unfair, unjust in the UK, no shocker, was that why does his, I would say, counterpart when it comes to the form of entertainment get to teach in his skill set, and he has to pick up litter when you can use his strengths for him to teach in music? I totally get it. In this situation in Kenya, he obviously has a talent. Make him teach. Say, okay, you can't practice again because obviously you need to be qualified. But what is the point of having brilliant minds? Yes, I said his mind is brilliant, and what? What is the point of having brilliant minds in our society if you can't use it? But my sisters out there and my brothers, because I know there's a couple of you that watch Hey Sis, let me know what you think about that situation. Because I'm not going to lie, I found it hilarious. So, with that one there, we are coming up to a dilemma. These are my dilemmas. Okay. First date in 4 years and I got stood up. Oof. That hurt. I, 33 female, asked a guy, 32 male, out for coffee. Should I start dissecting as I'm going along? That was the first problem, though. You asked him out. That was the first problem. Let's go. So I, 33 female, asked a guy, 33 male, out for coffee. We work at the same company but in different areas. I don't really run into him on a daily basis. I'd noticed him several months ago, and every time we interacted, it really seemed like there was a vibe there. I was surprised and excited because he was the first person I actually felt attracted to in a long time. I was very curious about him and wanted to get to know him and let him know. So I asked him if he wanted to meet up before work, since we work both on the night shift. I figured it would be a low-key and safe way to sound things out, since we both would have been somewhere to be. We both have somewhere to be. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Plus, with work as the backdrop, girl, ain't no backdrop to that, fam. It would be an easy way out if either of us felt uneasy about it. He said yes, and we set up a meeting. Of course he's going to say yes, because he literally works in the same company as you. It was very low effort of a date, coffee. You probably paid for it too. Probably didn't cost you more than a tenner. And it was on his way to work. Fast forward to today, after half an hour of waiting, I thanked him for standing me up and let him know he could have just said no. Oh, no, you didn't text him. No, you don't do that. If you've been stood up, take the L and keep it moving. The worst thing you can start to do is text. Now you look bitter. He thought you were crazy. No, he didn't like you to begin with, said yes to be polite, and now you've texted, making yourself look crazy. Great first and last impression. Great. He texted back right away and apologized, claiming he'd had to watch his nieces that morning. That's a lie. Had overslept and insisted he wasn't standing me up. He didn't offer to make it up. I'm glad you pointed that one out. I'm glad you know that. Legitimately, he had too much going on, disinterested. I'd been stood up before, mostly in my 20s. They have always had an excuse prepared. They never follow up. I don't know what his deal was, but the ending is the same for me. It told me all I needed to know. This was beyond for me, and I didn't deserve it. I cried a bit. Aww. But I'm a weird mix of bummed and really happy that I'm not as emotionally shut down anymore as I used to be. Okay, well, let's break this down. So you've been stood up in your 20s. You're now 33, still getting stood up. In this situation, I think the problem is, first and foremost, you went and asked him out. And you tried to garnish the asking out in such a blasé way that it's like, I'm going to make this sound so casual so I don't look too eager. Mate, if he likes you, like you. He doesn't like you, doesn't like you. You can make it seem as chilled as you want to. But by the way, he knows you like you. You like him. So don't try and do it that way. I think what needs to happen is you need to do a little self-improving in yourself. From what I read, you don't seem to have a lot of confidence. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know how you look. I'm not going to go on the basis of looks, because I feel like attraction is a lot to do with the mental as well. I feel like you need to garnish some confidence for yourself, girl. I'll be frank. That's number one. I think number two, it's kind of sad that it had to be a guy that you work with and you work at night. So it looks like you don't even have a lot of choices when it comes to suitors, so to speak, and you're working at nights. I'll be honest with you, I've never met a woman with a lot of choices working at night. Working at night limits how often you can be out in places that give you the opportunity to meet new people. It's unsociable hours. So I get it. I don't think you're going to be working 7 nights a week. So if you can take one night in the week to actually go out to a sociable place, whether it be a bar, chilled lounges, coffee shops, since you like coffee so damn much, places like that, to actually be amongst people and meet someone in a more casual, laid back setting, and they can get to know you. Don't aim for people at work, because that's all you have to choose from. I've worked many places years ago where they have this culture of, because we spend so much time here, sometimes you spend more time at work than you do with your own family. It becomes a thing where they just presume you're supposed to date each other. Stop doing that. Like, people that push that at work, stop it. There's a work-life balance, but don't make work and my love life in the same place. Don't even think about it. So I think for you, you do need to get yourself another setting, because that seemed like you were reaching. I'm not going to lie. To have to pick guys at work, I wouldn't personally. I feel like you need a healthy distance in a relationship. That's why it's nice to have work that you go to that's not with your partner. It's good to have leisurely activities that you do. You might meet up with your friends to do whatever classes you do, or go to the gym. Have enough time away from your partner so it doesn't feel like you get irritated by one another. We're all human beings. Irritation will come naturally. You don't get bored. You still want to feel excited. You still want to see them and be happy that you're in their company, and vice versa. So breaks, and not the we should go on a break, but healthy breaks throughout the day, throughout the week, is bellissimo, you know? Your girl went to Italy and I'm still, talking the lingo. But that's, I would say, I see the first thing you need to do is just start fresh. Go out as often as you can, because it doesn't seem like you've got a lot going on. You're probably napping throughout the day because you work at night. So go out and find an activity that you go to, like, as a part of your routine as well. So not just, oh, I only get dressed up when I go to this particular lounge or whatever, this nightlife place, but have a thing of, okay, I'm going to go to the gym once a week. You might bump into someone in that gym. You might sign up for a poetry class or pottery class or whatever. Just have something going on in your life, because for you to say, oh, I get rejected in my 20s, and you're now making it a part of your personality, it's kind of sad, man. I kind of feel for you. And to say now in your early 30s you're getting rejected as well, you just need to start afresh. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to be in new surroundings with people that like you for you. You shouldn't have to make someone aware of how fantastic you are. They should see how dope you are already from the offset. You shouldn't even have to open your mouth and someone should be like, I don't know what it is, but I'm gravitated towards you. There's something about you that it just urges me to say, I need to get to know this person more. So good luck to you on that one, man. I didn't even get your name. I'm not even going to say the name. That's baiting it out. But hopefully that helps. Anyway, I came on here for a little rant, you know what I mean? A little rant and a toot and a ten. I'm actually on my way out to celebrate a friend's birthday party. Yes, couple friend. Your girl's getting couple friends now, you know what I'm saying? Some grown-ish. Next, I'll be doing like couple holidays. Grown-ish. But until then, there's a couple things I need you to do. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Remember, the milestones we're trying to hit is 1,000 subscribers all up on the YouTube channel. Say what? We are over 500, and that's because of you. I love you for that. We are trying to hit the milestone of 10,000 followers on the Hey Sis Instagram page. That's at HeySis_UK. We're over 5,000. Why is that? Because of you. You know, you 10 out of 10. That's why you're giving us 10 out of 10 stuff. And also make sure you like, comment, share. If there's anything in particular that we haven't seen and it's like, girls, are you not living under a rock? Have you not seen what's going on in? You need to talk about it. Then let us know. Slide up in our DMs. There was something else I was going to let you know. We got a bag of episodes on Spotify, man. We are exclusively on Spotify. So if you're driving, cooking, I don't know, you're at the gym trying to defeat some cardio, pop in Hey Sis. We can help you get to your goals, man, just like that. Until then, I'm going to bid you adieu and make sure you stay blessed.
Because she move like a queen and I like what I see and I want to get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. But the 9 to 5 cause he trying to change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So for me Yezzi when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time. Pick any card, I know it.